How about this stuff? Old school. Yes, welcome to some old school wrestling talk, ladies and gentlemen. Big Al with you on a very special night. It's a Friday night, and if you're here with us, welcome. I'm here with my co-host every Saturday at 6, TNA TJ. Yes. Maybe we'll have some glow tonight. Maybe. You never know. It's Old School Friday. Big things going down, ladies and gentlemen, for the Kick-Ass Wrestling Show. The Big Al Show from now on will be known as Kick-Ass Wrestling Radio. Watch that language. We're making a change here, okay? We will now be known as Kick-Ass Wrestling Radio. Oh. We want to make sure everybody knows this is a wrestling program. That's right. Okay, and we have a lot of people on here, and this is a group, and it's Kick-Ass Wrestling Radio. So every Saturday at 6, make sure you listen. And we have a lot of other programs that we're going to have for you that we're planning, and this is just the beginning of them. So Old School Friday, every Friday? No, we're not going to have it every Friday. We're not going to go crazy yet, but we're going to play around with some things. We're going to have some different shows. So if you guys will join us, or check us out in the archives, and we'll see what works and what doesn't, and what the people like and we like, we'll stick with. What doesn't work, we'll ditch. We'll throw it out. Okay? So we're just going to have fun. We're going to talk some wrestling. This is wrestling fans just being wrestling fans, and we're going to have a good time, most importantly, on Old School Friday. TNA TJ, you ready for this? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Where should we begin? I should sit down. Hit the rewind on the VHS player. We've been watching a lot of VHS, ladies and gentlemen, old school wrestling tapes. I've wanted to start back in 1988 because that's when it really flipped the switch for me, and I really remember everything pretty much from that time forward as a wrestling fan. You know, I was a fan before that, but I was a kid. Let's be honest. You know, how much do you remember when you're 4, 5, 6 years old? I don't remember too much. But that's when it really flipped the switch. And I was always, tell you what, I was always a Hogan fan. I know I was crazy about Hogan from the start. Even he's always been my favorite wrestler. So we'll get more into Hogan and TNA, which I can't wait to talk about tomorrow at 6 o'clock on Kick-Ass Wrestling Radio. But for now, we're going to stick to old school Hogan, and we're going to talk about 1988 WrestleMania 4. I think a big turning point in wrestling history. This is when the belt finally came off Hulk Hogan and was really handed. I don't know if you passed the torch, but you really put someone else in the spotlight for the first time in a while, and it was the Macho Man Randy Savage. Well deserved, by the way. You think so? Good choice? Or anyone else in that lineup who you think might have you'd rather seen? Ultimate Warrior was still fresh, I think, at the time. Warrior wasn't ready. Warrior was very, very fresh in WrestleMania 4. No, and he wasn't even ready. He might have started to get ready by 5, but he didn't really make his push till 6, of course, when they put him in there with Hogan. But 4, they had him wrestling Hercules. Everybody remember Hercules? Sure. Oh, you don't like Hercules? His character is good. Hercules had a great character. Everybody loves the chain, right? But wrestling-wise, that's what I remember him by. The chain. That's it, really. And it's, the look, I guess, like I told you, that mechanic look. Big guy. How do you like his full Nelson finisher? I like the full Nelson as a finisher. I think the full Nelson could hurt somebody. Right. Welcome, everybody, to the Old School Chat. Ace Shannon fan, loyal TNA fan, our luchadors. Welcome to Kick-Ass Wrestling Radio, everybody. And Old School Friday. We're going to get into all the matches. I want to talk about WrestleMania 4. Like I said, I think it was a turning point. Big tournament for the belt. Which I was really intrigued by this when I was a kid. My cousin showed it to me. I hadn't really started ordering the pay-per-views, wasn't begging my parents to do that just yet. My first pay-per-view for WWF was SummerSlam '88, when Hogan and Macho were a tag team. So when he showed me this, I mean, it was pretty mind-blowing. All these crazy characters, and, you know, Brutus the Barber Beefcake is out there with the the Shears, and you said you didn't like Beefcake. These characters got a little silly for you.
After a while, yeah. I mean, I remember them, yes, but when I got older, that's why I stopped. Because they kept too long, I think. For my age group. Babyish.
Well, I don't know. I think some of them can still fly. Brutus was always a very over-the-top character. Let's go through the lineup. Let's talk about some of these matches, ladies and gentlemen. And we're not going to talk, I'm sorry, about any new stuff.
Nope.
This show is not about what's going on today. We get enough of that.
That's right.
We're going to enjoy the old stuff for a change.
Bust out your old school TV, 27-inch tuba. VHS player.
I like it.
The 30 channels.
We had a battle royal to start things off.
Oh.
A lot of interesting participants. And of all people, you were shocked by this. You didn't remember this. Bad News Brown.
Yes.
Won the tournament.
Shocked.
He beat Bret Hart. And he beat him pretty easily.
I know.
Just tossed him right, whipped over the rope. No problem.
Whipped him.
Remember, they had to gang up to beat your boy, the Junkyard Dog.
Yes.
You were upset about that.
Sure. He was the man, and he never got pushed. Really? I mean, pushed for a title. Did he ever win a title? I mean, did he? Any title?
No, I don't think Junkyard. No, I wouldn't even think the Intercontinental title. They never. He was always a big name, but he never really did get the big push.
He should have.
He was up there, but he never got the title reign, or I don't think he ever had a program really designed to help out and put over the Junkyard Dog. He did it all himself.
Yeah.
A lot of times these wrestlers, sometimes you just got to do it yourself. Junkyard Dog had a hell of a personality, didn't he?
He was on cartoons, remember? A lot. Kids liked him. Good guy.
We had Ted DiBiase with, of course, Virgil.
Great.
You love Virgil.
Guy to be with him. Of course.
Weren't they a perfect match? They played very well off each other.
Very edgy for her.
You always stuck to that. You think it was a little risque.
Sure. For it would never slide. I don't think.
Well, I disagree.
I don't know. I mean, TNA right now is a little crazy, but that's.
I can see what you're getting at. You can't have what? You can't have a
servant that's
a black butler servant. What would you consider? Assistant?
Like shit. Nah.
Well, he didn't really whip him.
Well,
I mean, let's not go that far.
Okay, but he hit him. He spent. He shoved dollars.
All right, I remember sometimes he was a little rough, but that's how it gets in all wrestling.
I know.
Matches and
angles. They meant that for a reason. I'm telling you.
I don't necessarily think so. I just think they look good together. How about that?
I guess you can give it, but we all know the truth. That would never slide today. People will get mad.
Well, he defeated Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And Jim Duggan, what do you think of him, TNA TJ?
I thought he was awesome.
Wasn't he always great?
Another guy that never... Did he ever win anything? Intercontinental, right?
No.
What?
Nothing.
WCW was a thing.
He won some TV titles.
Pretty big.
I mean, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, I think he definitely could have gotten a bigger push. He was very, very over. One of the main reasons, though, of course, his trademark, that he always loved to do, and, Mr. USA guy. But he was over, wasn't he? Hacksaw Jim Duggan, probably one of the more over wrestlers in that time period. If you listen to the crowd, especially when he came out of WrestleMania 4, they were going bananas. They were going crazy. So that was pretty cool. I thought that was a pretty decent match. We have a call. I don't know if we're not going to take too many calls, but might as well. Old School Friday. Welcome to Old School Wrestling Friday. Caller? Who is this? Is this a joke?
USA!
Is this Hacksaw Jim Duggan? Well, Hacksaw, it's good to have you on the program. We were just talking about you. WrestleMania 4. I can't believe Ted DiBiase beat you.
Get off my back!
No offense. Listen,
USA!
No offense, Hacksaw. USA is great, and I'm very happy to have you on the show. Pretty good match. Don't you agree you should have had a title run? Maybe not world champion, but they could have given you the Intercontinental belt or done something a little more with you. You were so over. All right, Hacksaw. Thanks for joining us on the program. Ladies and gentlemen, Hacksaw Jim Duggan calling in. Boy, you never know what's going to happen on Kick-Ass Wrestling Radio, or who's going to call up. We have Dixie Carter sometimes will call us up on the Saturday program, so I'm a little surprised, though, that we actually got a call from Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Jeez, he didn't have much to say, but the USA is great.
That was pretty interesting. Yeah, that was a little interesting. Hacksaw lost at WrestleMania 4. Sorry, DiBiase was on a mission. He really wanted that belt. He did. He was going to do anything. And, of course, the backstory was great. That's something they really don't do much in wrestling anymore. Ted DiBiase buying the belt, paying Andre the Giant, paying the referee. The story back then was that the referee was a double, or he had the referee pay to get plastic surgery. Very ridiculous, and unnecessary. But he was spending to win that belt. It was very important to DiBiase, which eventually would lead to DiBiase creating the $1 million belt. He couldn't get his own, so he said, "Screw it, I'm going to buy my own belt."
Do you think that belt was better?
Of course not. I mean, look, the $1 million belt is cool, but
Or don't you think
it doesn't look like a real belt? It does look like. When I was a kid, I used to get a little confused by it. I bought into the wrestling, so the $1 million belt threw me off, and I'm like, okay, is this sanctioned? Is this a real belt? What's going on here? Can we, is this naming? Is this important? And he defended it. I mean, he made the best of it.
The WWE belt, the new one, the one that Cena had, the spinning belt, was sort of like that, glittery, not the dollar bills, but a little bit of a riff.
TNA fan wants to know what my favorite match of WrestleMania 4 was. Great question. We're going to get there. We haven't even gotten into the matches.
No, we haven't.
I think we're on our second match. Yeah. We got interrupted by Hacksaw Jim Duggan calling us up. Very crazy.
Why did he call?
You never know who's going to call on Old School Friday.
Sure.
Old School Wrestling Friday, everybody. First episode. Why the hell not? Having a good time with the old school. And we're going to take a look at a lot of old stuff, but not too far back. We'll stay within our, glory period for us, the 80s, the 90s. We can go to the Attitude Era a little bit. We can go to the Nitro. We can go to definitely the 80s and the early 90s, when I think wrestling was at its best. Probably WrestleMania 3 through maybe 7 for me was probably what I liked the most. 80s. What was your favorite match of WrestleMania 4, TNA TJ? Should we go over them all first?
Yeah, let's go over them. I'll give you mine.
All right, there was this big tournament. I don't know what great of a job they did. They did a fairly decent job updating you, first round, who's in it. First match we had, like I said, that was in that tournament, Ted DiBiase won. He moved on. Next match we had Don the Rock Morocco, Don the Steroid Morocco. This guy was jacked.
Boring
as molasses, slow as molasses. This guy was bad. I like Don Morocco as a personality a little bit, but boy, what a waste of time in the ring. And I'm not you guys know, you don't have to put on a show for me in the ring to be all that, to be over with me if you have a good character, but boy, Morocco was bad. He was stiff. He was so big, he could barely move.
Yeah.
Hey, loyal TNA fan, I want you to go watch WrestleMania 4. Do your homework.
That's right.
I think you would enjoy it. A lot of good matches. It wasn't the best wrestling pay-per-view, but I thought it was an interesting storyline. The whole WWF title being up for grabs. I don't know how many times they did that before in a tournament. Should have probably looked that up. Not too many, suffice to say. So it was pretty historic, and Hogan had the belt forever, at least since '84. So he had it for 3-4 years, and they finally took it off him and put it on Savage. So this WrestleMania was significant for me. Of course, 3 is huge, broke the attendance record, Hogan and Andre. You know that story.
Sure.
And, of course, 1 is big because it started everything.
That's right.
You know all about 1.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. T.
He was the man. He was the
right.
2. Don't forget.
I like 2. 2's a little underrated in my opinion.
That was the Roddy Piper, correct?
Piper in the boxing match was T, yeah.
Was the midget involved?
That was 3. Midgets got involved. They kept up with that storyline, but I think that was Bundy, and they've moved on.
Bundy.
I don't think Piper and Mr. T, I don't think we're going at it anymore. I could be wrong.
They had some characters.
Don Morocco defeated my boy, Dino Bravo. That's BS. By disqualification. I always liked Dino Bravo. You said he had a pretty good look.
Yeah, shouldn't have cheated, though.
No. Yeah. You got to cheat to win sometimes. So he moved on to steroid with Billy Graham. What a guy to put with him. Superstar was falling apart at this point. Love Billy Graham. Great personality. Innovator in wrestling. Was out there. You could say he was like Hulk Hogan before Hulk Hogan.
That's what they said. Watch the DVD.
You and your DVDs. Jeez.
Hogan was in the audience as a kid, he said.
Oh, yeah. I think Hogan took a lot of his act.
Oh, yeah.
From superstar Billy Graham. No question about it.
The mustache.
A lot of it. Yeah, a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
Greg the Hammer Valentine. Whoa, everybody, pull out your pillows. If you need nightfall, forget it. Watch a Greg Valentine match. You'll be sleeping in no time. Listen, I like Valentine as a personality. He worked hard as hell in the ring. You could tell he hit pretty hard. But
cool name.
He didn't do much, did he?
Cool name.
On the ground, headlocks, punches.
Atomic drops.
Atomic drops. He didn't do much at all. And it was slow. And the thing about Valentine, his matches were usually very long.
Oh, yeah.
And they were tough to get through. And these were no different. Greg Valentine has a DVD coming out. I definitely recommend that to those of you who haven't been getting enough sleep lately. I'm sorry. I love the old school guys, but Valentine was, even back then, I thought he was so boring.
He looked asleep.
He looked high. He just looked like he might have been smoking and fighting, and I don't know too much about Valentine.
Hey, man.
I guess it'll be good to watch the DVD.
Strapped on my boots.
Yeah, my legs bothering me.
Vince just told me get in there and do some moves and put on a 15-cent mold.
He reminds you of like a beefed up Spicoli.
We're gonna put you in a headlock for 10 minutes on the ground.
Well, anyway, he got the win. He went over Ricky Steamboat.
Wow, that's a big one.
Which was pretty big, right? Especially Steamboat coming off his huge match at WrestleMania 3 with Randy Savage.
That's right.
Steamboat's a great wrestler. Steamboat's a great wrestler. He's good. I never liked him as much as others, but he was good. I can't complain. You didn't really like him.
Wasn't a fan.
You weren't a fan.
But I wasn't against him. It was a whatever wrestler. I didn't boo him. God damn, he hated.
Yeah, a lot of people probably still like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Yeah. I like the Ultimo Dragon.
Old school wrestling. Let's go old school. We're going to break from WrestleMania 4 for a quick break.
All right.
For the Wrestling Fever.
Woo! Oh, yeah.
Wrestling Fever, baby. I had the old school Wrestling Fever for Bobby the Brain Heenan. He came out in every goddamn match at WrestleMania 4. This guy was bringing everybody to the ring. I think he managed 80% of the heels in the WWF at that time. And bring back the managers. He was great. He was working his tail off. He was even involved in a match at WrestleMania 4. He was with the Islanders, who I believe they lost. I think they might have won. No, they won. Bobby Heenan got the pin. Yes, Heenan got the pin, and they beat the British Bulldogs in Matilda.
Oh.
He got chased down though by Matilda at the end.
Not nice.
You know what else was very different, guys, about this WrestleMania and about wrestling back then in general? The commentary. Jesse, the Body Ventura, Gorilla Monsoon worked like magic on the microphone. They went back and forth, heel and face, but they were both so believable. None of them were too stupid or too silly. It just all sounded right. It was entertaining. They worked great together. I always looked forward to pay-per-views just because I knew they'd be working together. What a difference, right? These days, a lot of these announcers, you want to hit the mute button. They're trying so damn hard, and it's so obvious. None of them are really relaxed. And maybe that's Vince's fault. Maybe they're, I don't know what the deal is. But I wish some of these announcers could just be themselves a little bit more. You notice the way that Jesse and Gorilla, when they would talk, it was so casual.
Sure.
Like they were friends or they knew each other, even if they were going at it.
Right.
Two buddies talking about a match.
That's Vince's fault.
I
think he wants to be so hip, extreme. It's not extreme, but so hip, so current. So, he doesn't want to understand that wrestling's old school still. I mean, we still want that realism. You know what I mean? I still want a real broadcaster in a way. I don't have to have Michael Cole doing everything.
Absolutely. If you were looking for great technical, awesome matches, this probably wasn't your WrestleMania, let's be honest.
No.
If you look up and down the card, it's really not a great card for that, in all honesty. But Randy Savage did a hell of a job in pretty much all of his matches. He was working hard. He was working good. He did the best that he could with whoever he was in there with. Anyway, Valentine beats Steamboat. Randy Savage with Miss Elizabeth goes over Butch Reed, the Natural. I loved Butch Reed. He never got any of the push or attention he deserved. Did you like Butch?
He's all right. Wasn't really a fan. Didn't hate him, though.
He was in Doom, with Big Ron Simmons.
who got Farouk? Farouk, yeah. At the end, he got pushed, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he became world champion.
Right. First, right?
First African-American, yes.
That's right. Well, I'm just...
Very good. You know your African-American wrestling history. Congratulations.
Don't tell me I don't know it.
And, of course, Butch Reed, managed by the great Slick, who we love. Wasn't he one of our favorites, too?
He was.
Great managers.
Sure.
The one-man gang, also out with Slick. Slick was hard-working, too, on this pay-per-view.
Skinny little dude. He was on crack.
He was pretty skinny. One-man gang defeated Bam Bam Bigelow by countout.
Oh, that's crap.
Yeah, Bam Bam, another guy. Did he ever get the attention he deserved?
No. ECW. That's about it.
You loved Bam Bam.
He's awesome. What a cool guy. Probably the best, not the best, but the first big man that could actually move.
One of the great big men. A lot of people would say one of the great
movers.
He could move around. He could work.
Sure.
He was big. He was intimidating. The tats, of course, were very intimidating. Any guy with a tattoo his head has got to be a little crazy.
Sure. And big guy.
Ravishing Rick Rude with Bobby the Brain Heenan, my boy, defeated. Oh, excuse me.
He lost.
No, he didn't lose. It was a draw. Remember the referee out of nowhere?
Messed up.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they messed up, but they said that the referee decided it was a draw. The referee called for a draw. It was a time limit draw, but they didn't say time limit.
Right.
They said the referee calls a draw, which, the referee can't just stop a match and say, I don't think this is going anywhere. It's a draw. Could you imagine?
I don't know.
Referee Earl Hebner has decided this match will be a draw. What? No time limit? No, well, there's still more time, but I don't think you guys are going anywhere with this. It's just a draw. But, yeah. So they're both out, kicked out. See you later, Jake the Snake. He never got any attention.
Nope.
No Intercontinental title.
Shame on Vince.
No world title. Jake the Snake left out in the cold.
That's a shame. That's a real shame.
Jake the Snake Roberts definitely, I think, should have had more attention, and I'm very upset, personally, that he never got the respect he deserved. I think he definitely could have been the Intercontinental Champion, right? At least, let's be honest here. Jake was great. I know he had his problems, or he has his problems outside the ring. I think we all have problems to an extent in all of our lives, so who are we to judge, right? Jake the Snake Roberts or anyone else. Looks like we have a call here. Caller 216, you're on with Old School Wrestling Friday.
Big Al.
Well, hey, what's going on? Who are we speaking with here?
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Come on, this can't be Jake the Snake Roberts. We already got a call from Hacksaw Jim Duggan on the program earlier. What could you possibly? This can't be Jake the Snake. What would you want to do with Old School Wrestling Friday?
Well, number one is this is Jake the Snake. Just here.
Are you okay, Jake? Are you doing all right?
I'm good. I'm at my apartment, listening to the Big House Show.
It's not the Big House Show anymore. It's now the Kick-Ass radio show. But thank you, man. We appreciate that. That's awesome. And I was just telling everybody, you know, we all have our demons. We all have our problems in our lives. Trust me, you're not the only one.
Tell me about it, brother. But you know, Vince is.
You sound a little country, Jake. Is everything okay? You've been down south lately?
Well, I had my last wrestling indie show.
Oh yeah,
about a month ago.
You're still doing wrestling. Are you finally retired?
Well, you know, it's been tough, but you know, God's by me, and I've been working like just
Jake, I can't really understand you. You sound like you're slurring your words. Everything all right? You're not drunk, are you?
No.
All right.
That's my past, and you know, I told Vince is always by me, and you know, I like it. I wasn't mean anything, and it was just you know, great experience.
I think we got to get you off the radio, Jake. I don't know where this is going, but I hope you're doing all right. I hope everything's good with you.
I love your show, man.
Thank you. Jake the Snake Roberts, everybody. That's two old school wrestlers. Boy, we thought we couldn't get any interviews. Boy, were we wrong. Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Jake the Snake Roberts joining us live on Old School Wrestling Friday. Who would have thought that?
Jeez. Sound a little tired.
What was wrong with him?
I don't know. I just was going to just be quiet. I didn't know where he was going. But, hey, he's listening. Got to give him that.
That's pretty awesome. Got to love that.
His apartment, he said?
What's he doing in his apartment? He's got to move into a house.
I don't know if he can afford it. No offense, Jake.
No.
I'm just saying.
He loves Jake the Snake.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's still doing okay. He's doing indie shows, he said.
Yeah, so that one was the time limit draw. The Ultimate Warrior. Do we even want to talk about him with the way things are going? We'll get a call immediately. You guys should know the history from the Saturday program with the Ultimate Warrior. But he defeated Hercules. Boy, he didn't beat him easily. It was a tough match.
Well, Hercules, tough guy. Tough to watch.
Hercules was a little tough to watch, but he was a good character. R.I.P. He's no longer with us.
Sorry, buddy.
What'd you think of Warrior? Young Warrior.
He didn't give us much in that WrestleMania. No, none of his moves. He didn't really hold up like his hold up. You know.
It was a very early glimpse of what was.
Yeah. He's still weird.
He's always going to be a little weird. We were watching Ultimate Warrior workout videos the other day.
Yes, he's so weird, man.
Yeah, he's a weird guy. So what else is going on? Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Rich, thanks for stopping by.
Rich.
And everybody else who will be listening to us. Old school, we're on at a late time.
Right.
Friday at 10, but, you know, we're having a good time with Old School Wrestling Friday, and we have more of WrestleMania 4 to come. But before we get into that, we only did the Wrestling Fever for me today.
Oh.
Were you guys paying attention to that? So it's time for TNA TJ's Wrestling Fever of the night.
Yeah. Let's heat it up, baby. Woo! Marshmallows on this. I got the Wrestling Old Fever for the one and only, the best ever to do interviews. Mean Gene. I like Okerlund. Great pick.
I think it's a great pick.
The best ever. Ever. I mean, ever.
Definitely. I would agree with you, 100%. Mean
Bring
Gene,
it back now.
he's better than all of them. Mean Gene was the best ever backstage interviewer ever. No problem. No disagreement from me as far as that goes. Mean Gene, Hall of Famer. He should be one of the all-time greats. I don't think you're ever going to see another Mean Gene Okerlund. He was great in WWF. He was great in WCW. Great in WWE. Mean Gene forever.
Yep.
I just kind of took your fever there.
That's okay.
But I felt it.
It's okay.
Man, Mean Gene, I miss him. That Justin the announcer? Who the hell? Not Justin the announcer. Whoever the hell that backstage guy is now that does the interviews sucks.
Oh yeah. And they would
get him out of there.
And you know what? The wrestlers never really hit or touched Mean Gene. Am I right?
Well, it was a little more professional back then.
Yeah.
You know, you weren't allowed to just throw around.
Shove them.
Yeah, they'd put their hands on him once in a blue moon, and Mean Gene would, hey, I'll file a lawsuit, you know, I'll sue you.
Watch it,
that was it, you know. It really never got too much past that.
Give you his warning.
They made wrestling look so real in those days. They played it, even in the WWF, even though the characters were so exaggerated and out there, they still played it like the matches were real. They meant something. It was about the sport. It was about what was going on.
I miss the old
in the ring. It was a battle for the belt.
Yeah. Remember the news report they did? I used to love that.
Yeah, that's
the news report.
That's cool.
That's awesome. It was like an anchor desk. You guys talking about wrestling.
How we doing in the chat? Wake the heck up, everybody. Let's hear from you. But, you know, it's tough. Loyal TNA fan. He's younger. He hasn't been watching this stuff. A lot of the fans these days, you know, the old school wrestling fans, where are they? They're gone.
They think Mysterio.
We got to bring them back. We got to just make our own old school, you know.
The Giant.
We're going to start doing, you know, all sorts of different stuff with this show. Next time we come on, probably won't be next week. I don't know when it's going to be. But it'll be a Friday, so you guys stick with us. And we're going to try out all sorts of different programs, but, of course, Saturday at 6 is the big one. So join us tomorrow at 6 o'clock, as you always do, for Kick-Ass Wrestling Radio, formerly known as The Big Al Show. We're going to talk about all the latest news. We're going to get into all the results. I guess we should say, anyway, we're not going to get into anything too up-to-date, but I will say Matt Hardy, released by TNA. Oh, excuse me. I guess that's probably in the future. For right now, Matt Hardy was released by the WWE. Who cares? Well, Pixie cares. He'll be picked up. He'll be picked up very soon.
Oh, go get him, Dick.
By TNA. And that's all we'll say about that.
Oh, we get him.
Did you ever like the Hardy Boys back in the...
No, but a lot of people did, so I can't tell them on that. And that's where they got popular.
No, you cannot. The next match, my hero, my icon, my idol, Hulk Hogan.
Cheater.
Whoa, watch your mouth. Taking on Andre the Giant, the big, tough Andre. Andre was so intimidating looking. He was rough, man. He looked tough. But Hulk Hogan got in there, and, well, things got a little sloppy. Ted DiBiase used a chair on Hogan.
Tried.
Well, he hit Hogan.
Yeah. But the ref didn't see it.
The ref didn't see it. Hogan got the chair. Hit Andre. The ref saw that. The interesting part here, ref did not call the bell. Normally, the ref sees the chair shot, even though it was by Hogan. You call for the bell, but I think, you know, maybe because it's Hulk Hogan, the ref stopped himself. In all reality, Andre the Giant should have advanced.
Sure.
But that would have caused a problem. Andre the Giant would have then had to face Ted DiBiase.
Then what are you going to do?
Andre would have laid down, for sure. He would have no problem with it.
Sure.
He was on the take.
Yeah.
His character, for whatever reason, had no interest in the WWF title and all the interest in the world in making some dough. But that's a heel for you. So that's pretty good. And Andre the Giant, there's another guy. I guess he had his time in the spotlight, and you can't say he was underrated or underappreciated. He was actually a champion, even though he kind of jacked it from Hogan in the 80s, and not too many people can say that as far as WWF goes. Anyway, they're both eliminated. See you later, Hulk and Andre. That's crap. You all right there, TNA TJ? You still alive? Are you sticking with us here?
Just going over replays in my head.
We just watched it.
I know. Just going over it again.
Ted DiBiase defeated Don Morocco, finally. You remember how bad that match was. DiBiase did the best that he could. Let's say that.
Get her in that sleeper hole. Get her out.
Yeah, well, he didn't get him in the sleeper. He caught him coming off the rope, dropped him neck first on the rope. I guess that was it for Morocco.
I hear DM.
Must have hit a steroid vein.
Maybe.
And that was all. So Ted DiBiase advanced. That was strange in that I didn't expect to see DiBiase get a clean win, and he got a clean victory.
Yeah, Morocco sucks.
But they still valued him a little, I think. Yeah, I guess he was just going to do the job. Boy, a lot of matches, 16 in all, so there couldn't have been, too many classics. A lot of stuff going on. Randy Macho Man Savage in the tournament continuing defeats Greg the Hammer Valentine, that other boring fella. I'm sorry, Greg. You're great, but, he was kind of dull. Let's be honest. He was boring.
Yes.
I didn't care for him, personally. And there's not a lot of wrestlers who I'm going to come out and, especially old school guys, who I'm going to come out and take a stand against, but I think he was overrated. He was a little boring. I really don't think he was all that interesting. He really didn't have any personality to him. Couldn't cut an interview. And I've got a DVD coming out. This guy's not a Hall of Famer. He never will be, as far as I'm concerned. You could just forget about him. Put him on the shelf, Greg the Hammer. What a joke. We got a call, 314. You're on with Old School Friday, Old School Wrestling Friday.
Big Al.
Hey, what's up? Who's this?
This is Greg the Hammer Valentine.
This isn't Greg Valentine. Give me a break. This sounds like Jake the Snake Roberts calling back in. Jake, what's going on, man? Hey, I think he hung up on us, ladies and gentlemen. We blew his cover. Jake, are you with us? We might want to call somebody, guys. We might want to get somebody on the telephone. He may need some help. Get some help out to the apartment. Hello? He's gone. Definitely going to need some assistance. That was pretty crazy. I don't think that was Greg Valentine, ladies and gentlemen. Very strange. Oh, I think we got him back on the line now. Caller, you're on with Old School Wrestling Friday.
Hello.
Jake, what's up, man? You still listening?
Sorry about that.
Why'd you tell us you were Greg Valentine?
I don't like what you're saying about him, and I don't think he was the show. But I just want to say he's a good guy, and
I'm sure he was a great guy. I'm definitely not doubting his person and character. I just thought in the ring, he was a little boring.
He was a work. He worked hard, and I just want to tell you, I'm doing an indie show. If anyone's out there,
right here at the indie show, man.
Check it out. I'm doing an upcoming.
All right, Jake. It might be time to give up the indie shows, buddy.
I'm doing a book signing. If you want to come out, Archie's books in Georgia.
Hey, I don't even know what you're talking about anymore, Jake. I got to hang up on him. This guy's just going on. He's making a fool of himself. I love Jake the Snake, and I hate to see him this way. That was just terrible. That was a nightmare. What is going on here? Why is Jake the Snake all of a sudden calling the show nonstop? We just started today. I think it's getting a little out of hand, especially after the Hacksaw Jim Duggan phone call.
Well, I'm just glad he's listening. I don't care what you think. I think he sounds tired, a little out of it, but he's just trying to promote. I'm glad he's listening. We always said we need these wrestlers calling. We need something, and I'm glad someone's calling in. At least Jake the Snake he likes the show, and he's a good guy.
He definitely likes the show. He's been listening the whole time.
Good. I'm glad.
Let's move on with our WrestleMania 4 card. This is just getting us off track there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rip into Valentine so badly. Everybody go buy that DVD. Buy that DVD.
Hey, good shit about that.
Brutus Beefcake. I think loyal TNA fan mentioned this match. I don't know why. But he defeated Honky Tonk Man by DQ. Honky Tonk Man was not giving up that belt for nothing. He didn't want to give it to anybody.
No way.
He finally was about to drop it coming up at SummerSlam, though.
That's right.
The Warrior beat him real quick for it.
That's right.
But Honky Tonk, I think he was the champion for like 2 years or something.
Dick.
You didn't like him.
Well, I mean, I've heard a lot of stories.
Well, we hear a lot of stories.
I'm sorry, that's what I've heard.
Dirt sheets report a lot of things.
Not damn dirt sheets. I'm telling you straight up.
Oh, you know someone who had a bad
yeah.
confrontation with the Honky Tonk Man?
Sure. Hollywood Hogan.
What did Hollywood Hogan say?
Hollywood Hogan says that he's an asshole.
He did not say that.
He did. He said a lot of wrestlers just didn't get along with him.
He seemed cocky.
He's an asshole.
Whoa. Take it easy.
You can say that now. TNA says that all the time.
I know TNA says a lot of stuff. Yeah, we're not going to get into TNA. This is Old School Friday.
Oh, no.
TNA is far from old school. They won't be old school for a long time if they're around. Sorry. Anyway, the Islanders with Bobby the Brain Heenan, like we said earlier, defeated the British Bulldogs and Coco Beware.
That sucks.
No?
I like the Animal people.
Animal Planet definitely should have won that match.
Right.
I like the Animals. They should bring those back a little bit, no?
Said that. Where's the dogs at? Where's the stupid Hart Dynasty? They suck.
Randy Macho Man Savage beat the One-Man Gang. They were pumping up One-Man Gang like he was gonna do big things in this tournament because he was getting buys and he couldn't do nothing. But he was never much.
No. He had a cool name. That's a neat name.
If you really watch, I mean, a lot of these guys, they could go for 20, 30 minutes.
Sure.
But a lot of it was headlocks.
Sure.
You know, arm bars. A lot of it took a lot of time off.
Thrown outside.
Yeah. They weren't flying, at 100 miles an hour. No. Let's make that clear. But you didn't have to put on a great wrestling show back in those days. The characters were so great, it kind of made up for it. Demolition, my favorite tag team, one of my favorite tag teams of all time, made a big splash. It was kind of their big on-stage debut because they won the titles for the first time, beating those phony baloney pretty boys, Strike Force, Rick Martel, and Tito Santana, who we like Tito Santana. No? He was good. He was a nice face.
He was a former hero.
Vince liked him. He gave him the Intercontinental belt.
Stupid name, Strike Force.
Strike Force was the champions. Respect the champions. I never cared for him. I liked Rick as the model. I liked his arrogance. Arrogance, his perfume or cologne, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's fragrance.
Arrogance. I wish he would give us a call.
Yeah.
He would probably be a great talker. Maybe. And the last match of the night, finally, holy crap, 16 matches in this WrestleMania. Macho Man wins the title.
Wow.
Ted DiBiase. It was his first title reign ever for the world title. Hulk Hogan had a hand in it, of course. Hogan wasn't going to go too far away from the main event picture. He hit DiBiase with the chair. Macho drops the elbow, and we have a new champion. Hogan celebrates, and this is critical. This is the beginning of a storyline that lasts for a year. How often do you see that in wrestling? Not much, especially these days. I'm surprised Nexus has lasted 3-4 months. You don't see these long-term angles anymore.
Nope.
This was, they were booking this far, far ahead. Hogan and Macho formed their team. This is kind of the beginnings of their friendship together, their journey together. They would become the Mega Powers. SummerSlam, they would defeat Ted DiBiase and Andre or was it Zeus? I believe Zeus. Zeus got involved.
I liked Zeus.
I know you like Zeus.
God, he was big, and he was so mean. His eye was crooked.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm pretty sure it was Zeus. That was the first pay-per-view we ever watched, or I ever watched live.
You got to watch the movie for free.
And the movie was awesome, but that was different. That was totally different. That wasn't SummerSlam.
No?
No. That was a cage match, and I think Hogan was partnered up with Brutus Beefcake.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. That probably isn't true. But it could be. I don't remember. That was a long time ago, guys. He did like to partner up with Brutus. They partnered up in WrestleMania 9, but we won't stray from the picture too much. That's old school, baby. That is old school. That is WrestleMania 4. So what was your favorite match of WrestleMania 4? Weren't a lot of great matches. But if you had to pick one.
Okay. I'm going to say the main event, the Macho Man.
Macho Man and DiBiase winning the title. It's a huge moment. I agree with you.
Yeah.
100%. So Macho Man, Randy Savage, and DiBiase put on the match of the night. If I had to rate this, by today's standards, this was an A+. This was how you put on a wrestling program. So I'm giving this 4 stars. Sure, there have been better WrestleManias, yada, yada, yada. I like the old stuff. And 4, 5, and 6 were probably 3 of my all-time favorites. So you're going to hear some good grades from me if we ever go over all of them as far as that goes. So I'm going to go ahead and give WrestleMania 4 stars, A+. Love it or leave it, baby. That's the way it is. WrestleMania 4, a classic. We have a caller. Maybe someone disagrees with me. You're on with Old School Wrestling Friday.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, Jesus. Jake.
I just listening. I gotta say,
What's going on?
No, just that I was kind of disappointed I didn't win. And, I thought
you wanted us to give the Jake the Snake Rude match of the night.
Yeah, we did really good, and Rude was
you're right.
taking it real well.
You're 100% right. You guys worked a good 15-minute match. You put on a show. It was a little technical, but I think you guys did a great job. I just thought, because that was the world title match, and, they were giving Macho Man his big run. That's all. But you guys did great.
Like I said, I'm not mad at man for never giving me a belt, but I had to get great times. And, like I said,
he could have given you the Intercontinental belt. That's ridiculous, isn't it? That's silly.
Yeah.
Don't you hate that piece of shit, Honky Tonk Man? Don't you hate that scumbag? He hit you in the head with that guitar. Put you out.
Yeah, he says it wasn't a real guitar, but if you listen to the footage, you'll hear it. It hit my head hard. It was real.
Yeah, I believe you, man. I'm 100% with you. We thank you, Jake, for listening and calling so much today to Old School Wrestling Friday.
Yeah, I got a book signing in Georgia.
You did not write a book, Jake the Snake. Stop messing with us.
No, it's an older book, but they paid me some money to come out to.
All right. Listen, I gotcha. We're happy. Are you gonna be a regular caller on Old School Wrestling Friday? Can we expect more from Jake the Snake Roberts?
Yeah. Are you gonna be doing these shows more?
Yeah, we're gonna Jake, we're gonna try to go back and do the old school stuff a little bit more. I can't tell you if we're gonna do it every Friday, but you guys, definitely follow us. Twitter.com/KAW Radio and Kick-Ass Wrestling. Either way, we'll be updating all the time anytime we do have a show. And of course, check us out. Do you ever watch the YouTube? Do you ever watch us on Kick-Ass Wrestling Show?
No, but what would be if you got my DVD and you could review that. I've had really.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Did you know that the DDT comes from me? The DDT.
All right, listen, we gotta go, Jake.
That was from me.
We gotta go, buddy. I'm sorry. We gotta get on with the show.
Okay, I understand, Bigger. You guys.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thanks, Jake. Take care. Jake the Snake Roberts. I don't know. A little worried about him, but I know he's going to pull through. He's a tough guy. He's a good guy. We love Jake the Snake Roberts, especially on Old School Wrestling Friday. Apparently, he heard about this old school wrestling show, and he wants in.
Awesome. Well, hey,
we're happy to have him.
Have a good night, and, hey, you're welcome back any time.
All right, everybody. We're going to start to shut things down. We're going to start to conclude Old School Wrestling Friday. I gave WrestleMania 4 A+, 4 stars.
Wow.
What did you think?
8. 3.5.
Okay. I understand that's probably better. I agree, and some people would definitely go lower. But for me, it was, one of my the first WrestleMania I ever saw. I didn't see it live, but the first one I saw, the tournament, the turning point, everything I talked about made it very special for me. So that justifies my rating.
Well, there we go.
All right, but you also gave it a very high rating.
I did, because I still thought it was a turning point for Macho Man. Hogan lost the belt. It was a pretty cool, event, how they had, a tournament. But I gave it, a lot of matches were stale, drawn out, boring.
Match-wise, it wasn't the greatest.
But overall, it was a great, I liked it. I liked the ending, and Hogan gave up the belt, really.
Gave it up, but boy, he stayed in the picture.
He never did. He let it out.
He was never leaving the picture.
Is he out?
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A very positive review for WrestleMania 4. Yeah, who knows what we're going to do next when we do an Old School Wrestling Friday. My fish are going nuts. Apparently, they found food somewhere in a hidden corner. And it's a big deal. They're all there working on it. So
right.
Fish are pretty crazy, aren't they? Was there ever a fish wrestler?
Oh, there was.
Shark Boy. Shark Boy. That's not too old school.
No, you got it wrong. There was an old school guy. Come on. You know who it is. Oh, yeah.
Dude, I don't know.
The big guy. What was his name? Typhoon?
No, yeah, but what was his? He did have a fish character. I think so. Maybe not. No, he wasn't a fish.
Sure, yes, he was. When he was a shark.
He was a shark. The shark. He was a shark.
Yeah.
I think he was a shark.
WCW.
Yeah.
He had the blue outfit.
That was so bad. Much better as Earthquake. I'm sure we're going to talk about Earthquake.
What's his name? John Tenta?
John Tenta, R.I.P. Another fallen. All right, I think, what are we done?
Talk about
Old School Wrestling Friday, first episode in the books. Say goodnight.
Yes.
Hey, absolutely, loyal TNA fan. WrestleMania 4, check it out. We'll talk about it. Tweet me. And you guys, make sure you check out everything for us. We got a lot of wrestling entertainment for you. We got video shows, including these radio shows. So check out youtube.com/Kickass Wrestling Show. And make sure you could tweet me on Twitter anytime, twitter.com/Kickass Wrestling. I guess that's about it.
That is.
Watch our YouTube. Listen to us here. And, I don't know when we're going to do another one of these, but we'll keep you guys updated. And, of course, every Saturday on the Mothership. The Mothership is Saturday at 6. That's the big show. That's the main show. That's where it's all going down. Kick-Ass Wrestling Radio every Saturday at 6. That's right. We're just going to have some fun, guys. We're going to have a good time at the radio show. We hope you will stick with Kick-Ass Wrestling Radio. And we're going to just come out of the box and give you guys some different stuff. Throw some stuff out there. See what you like, see what you don't, and we'll all have fun. Of course, I'm not going to be hosting all these shows. That would be a little outrageous. So we'll have some original programming. Oh, I want to stick you on your own show. You just don't want to do it.
That'd be a train wreck.
I'll help you. We'll get a good mix in here. We'll get you with like VIP or something.
Oh yeah,
that'd be interesting. What would you guys talk about? Who knows?
Man,
might get off track.
That's right.
Yeah. So make sure you guys join us, stick with us. We appreciate all the listens. Continue listening to Kick-Ass Wrestling Radio, The Big Al Show. Ooh. We love you guys, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.